Emily Carter had always believed that life would eventually settle into something beautiful, something steady, something that made sense. Growing up in a quiet town in Ohio, she dreamed of a warm home, laughter echoing through the halls, and a partner who truly understood her. When she met Daniel Carter during her final year of college, she thought she had found exactly that. Daniel was charming, confident, and had a way of making Emily feel like she was the only person in the room. Their relationship moved quickly, fueled by late-night conversations, shared ambitions, and the excitement of building a future together. Within 2 years, they were married, and Emily felt like everything she had ever wanted was finally coming true. At first, their life together seemed perfect. They moved into a small but cozy house, decorated it with care, and built routines that felt comforting. Daniel worked long hours at a marketing firm, while Emily worked remotely as a content writer. Their evenings were filled with dinners, movies, and quiet conversations. But over time, something began to change. Daniel became distant. At first, Emily brushed it off as work stress. He came home late more often, spent more time on his phone, and seemed distracted even when they were together. Conversations became shorter. The laughter they once shared faded into silence. Emily tried to fix things. She planned date nights, cooked his favorite meals, and made an effort to reconnect. But each attempt felt like she was reaching out into empty space. Daniel responded politely, but without warmth. One evening, as Emily sat alone at the dinner table waiting for Daniel, something inside her shifted. It wasn't anger or frustration. It was clarity. She realized that she had been holding on to a version of their relationship that no longer existed. Days turned into weeks, and the distance between them grew even wider. Emily found herself feeling lonely in her own home. She missed being seen, being heard, being valued. Then one afternoon, everything changed. Emily decided to visit a small bookstore downtown, a place she used to love but hadn't visited in months. The moment she stepped inside, she felt a sense of calm she hadn't experienced in a long time. The soft music, the scent of books, the quiet atmosphere, it all felt like a gentle escape. As she browsed through the shelves, she reached for a novel at the same time as someone else. Their hands brushed lightly, and they both pulled back with a small laugh. "I'm sorry," the man said with a warm smile. "You go ahead." Emily shook her head. "No, it's okay. You can take it." They both paused for a moment, then laughed again. It was a simple, harmless interaction, but it felt surprisingly refreshing. "I'm Ryan," he said. "Emily," she replied. They ended up talking for a few minutes, standing between shelves filled with books neither of them actually looked at anymore. Ryan was easy to talk to, kind, and genuinely interested in what Emily had to say. There was no pressure, no expectations, just a natural conversation. Before leaving, Ryan said, "It was really nice meeting you, Emily." "You too," she said, smiling more genuinely than she had in weeks. That brief encounter stayed with her. Over the next few days, Emily found herself thinking about that moment, not because of Ryan specifically, but because of how she felt. Seen, heard, alive. It made her realize something important. She had been waiting for happiness to come back into her life, when in reality, she needed to choose it for herself. Emily started making small changes. She went out more, reconnected with friends, picked up hobbies she had abandoned, and focused on her own well-being. She stopped waiting for Daniel to notice her and started noticing herself instead. Meanwhile, Daniel's behavior remained unchanged. If anything, the emotional distance became more obvious now that Emily was no longer trying to ignore it. One evening, Emily sat down with Daniel and had an honest conversation. "I don't feel happy anymore," she said calmly. "And I don't think you do either." Daniel looked surprised, but he didn't deny it. After a long silence, he admitted, "I think we've both changed." It wasn't a dramatic argument. There were no raised voices, no accusations. Just two people acknowledging a truth they had both been avoiding. Over the next few weeks, they made the difficult decision to separate. It wasn't easy. There were moments of sadness, memories that lingered, and the uncertainty of starting over. But beneath it all, Emily felt something she hadn't felt in a long time, peace. She moved into a small apartment and began rebuilding her life, step by step. One afternoon, months later, Emily found herself back at the same bookstore. As she walked through the aisles, she felt a quiet sense of gratitude for how far she had come. And then, as if life had come full circle, she saw Ryan again. He smiled when he recognized her. Emily, right? She laughed softly. Yes. Hi, Ryan. They started talking again. Just like before, easy, natural, unforced. This time, though, Emily wasn't searching for anything. She wasn't trying to fill a void. She was simply present. As their conversation continued, Emily realized something important. What she had always wanted wasn't a perfect relationship or a flawless life. It was connection, honesty, and a sense of being truly seen. And that day, standing in a quiet bookstore, she finally felt like she had found it, not in someone else, but within herself. For the first time in a long time, Emily wasn't chasing happiness. She was living it.